welcome to Nostalgia Block, a new weekly show where we here at the Syndicate will be talking about our favorite and fondest memories in gaming. This week, we're talking about FPSs.
What's up, YouTube? Zach the Ripper here. What are we talking about this week? FPSs, first-person shooters, and what game kind of got us into first-person shooters. For me, Duke Nukem. Many of you out there maybe have the same idea, but more specifically for me, Duke Nukem 3D. That one was a first-person shooter. And I think I remember it was Nintendo 64, I believe. And yeah, I mean that one. I mean, when I was asked the question, it was no doubt that's what it was. Just because I mean, it had back then. You know, when I was playing it, it had everything. I mean, it was funny. You know, blowing away aliens with a shotgun, drop kicking them in the face. You know, his little one-liner quips.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
You know, I mean, it was all fun, and you know, I'm pretty sure if I did start it up again, Mario just grew a little bigger.
When I think about first-person shooters, great first-person shooters, I always think about Half-Life. Half-Life wasn't the first-person shooter I ever played. It wasn't the first great FPS I ever played, but it was the first one to hook me. Before Half-Life, I never knew that a first-person shooter could be so innovative, so powerful. I've never played an FPS in its entirety and beaten it as many times as I have Half-Life. If Half-Life is what made me fall in love with a strong single-player campaign and a first-person shooter, then it is without a doubt that Counter-Strike is what made me fall in love with competitive multiplayer and a first-person shooter. I played them before. I played Quake and Doom and Unreal Tournament, but Counter-Strike increased the skill gap. It was more about loadouts, it was more about teamwork, it was more about positioning, and about getting inside the enemy's head. It became a chess match of sorts. And there's something to be said about beating somebody on that level. There's no greater feeling than, you know, digitally murdering somebody across the world. And then going like this.
I told you, man! I told you! Don't fuck with me!
There's just something about it, you know? It's just so good.
First-person shooter. You know, looking back, I think one of my first real experiences with the genre had to be Quake 64. I think I was 12 at the time, and I was in Cheap Thrills, which is where I usually got my games as a kid. And I saw Quake up on the shelf, and I didn't know anything about it. I was just really attracted to the box art. And I got it, and that was pretty much the beginning of my journey with first-person shooters. I really loved the creatures in the game. They scared the hell out of me. Creatures like the ogre with a chainsaw on one arm and a grenade launcher in the other. I just thought that was so cool. I also liked the soundtrack, or lack thereof. It was this really dark, gritty, ambient mood, and it just really accented every time you would encounter one of these creatures and they would grunt or shriek or whatever they do. It would just, this stark difference, and it would just add to this scary, horrific environment, and that really set the mood and pacing for the game for me. The fact that there was the quad damage, pick that up, oh man, just gore. So much gore. You just blew everything to giblets, and I just thought that was so awesome. For all of these reasons, Quake 64 will always be one of my favorite first-person shooters. It introduced me to the genre. It had fantastic creatures, had gore, which was also new to me at the time, and it had this really dark grittiness to the environment, and that combined with everything else just scared the daylights out of me. For that, I will always cherish Quake 64.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed our video. Remember, we'll be coming out with a new one every week, discussing a new game or genre. So be sure to keep an eye out. Thanks for watching.
Boop that like button, comment, subscribe, and there will be more to come. All right, man. You guys take it easy. Rock on. Game on.